Good morning. Today we're going to start a new series here. I think you'll find it quite interesting. I'm just going to roll it out here. I played this game with ChatGPT. It's fantastic. Anyone can do this, and I'll show how the application works. I'm doing an interview today with Liberal leader, progressive conservative leader, Danielle Smith, Quebec's premier, the McKinsey consultants on temporary foreign workers. And this blurb here today is saying that liberals are trapped on it. I asked ChatGPT what it thought about it. But now we're going to do a panel. It's got a cool wrinkle in it here because we've got the rope of truth, kind of like what Wonder Woman has. Without doing any copyrights or anything, we're not going to have any images. And I don't have any cutouts yet today for all my attendees in the our interview here today. So folks, listen up. This is awesome. Danielle Smith. Well, Alberta employers tell me every day they can't find enough workers. If Ottawa won't step up, Alberta will. This means fighting red tape, making sure our farms, restaurants, and construction sites get the people they need. Frankly, if Ottawa had half our entrepreneurial spirit, Canadians would see lower prices, more jobs, not endless excuses. Pierre Poilievre. Let's be clear. Trudeau Liberals have flooded our country with cheap labor Canadians can't afford to eat or pay rent. That's so true. I don't know why more of you are not running with your tin cups and banging on the House of Common doors here. See if the tow trucks can deal with that. I believe in immigration, but I believe in Canadian workers first. Yeah, it's the narrative he's running. We'll reform this broken program, crack down abuse, and stop Liberals from selling out our jobs to global corporations and their consultants. Francois Legault. In Quebec, we have our own challenges. Our own industries depend on temporary foreign workers, but we must balance this with protecting French language, culture. Yeah, you guys got overrun by the NDP on that. Ottawa doesn't understand that. They sign agreements with big business and ignore the realities on the ground. We need more control in Quebec to manage this responsibility. Well, we'll talk about your tax-free utilities that are not included in the transfer payment equation later on. McKinsey consultants. Why do I like that? Because these bastards are like the parasites anywhere in the country. Once they get in the door, pretty hard to get them out. Our analysis shows a temporary foreign worker program delivers substantial value to Canadian GDP by addressing chronic labor mismatches. Global competitiveness requires flexibility, and leveraging international talent is the most efficient path. With the proper ESG frameworks, we attack that later in one of these games. It's hilarious. The program can be a model of sustained labor mobility. Translation: whitewash exploitation, speak in buzzwords, defend corporate interest. We threw in a reporter here too. Here's the truth: Canadian grocery bills are through the roof. Wages are flat, and corporations are pocketing record profits while importing cheap labor. Governments of all stripes have played along. So my question: who is actually working for Canadians, and who's working for the corporate lobbyists and consultants? Okay, so we got a deck that's really stacked here. And I'll ask TP. Okay, so now start the game. What's the 10 most important questions you'd ask this panel on the topic here? Go. This is fucking hilarious. Because not only do you get the questions that nobody can ask on TV, you get the fucking answers. So this is going to be my format for you guys going forward. It's a little bit different than it was before here. So I got to give I want you to ask the questions like you did in our previous discussion on journalist questions on ESG yesterday, where you ask the question that your 10 most important questions, each one, each candidate has the rope of truth on them, and we get the real answer that you'll never hear on TV. Try again. Sorry, I got to give it shit here. When you change conversations, it defaults. Okay, here we go. Now we're in the rope of truth mode. Instead of letting them dodge, I'll put the hard questions to each of them and pull out the answers they would never say on TV. Think of it like the lights are too hot, the rope is too tight, and the truth has no escape. Rope of truth questions and answers on temporary foreign workers trap. To Danielle Smith, if Alberta has labor shortage, why haven't wages risen enough to attract Canadians? Big topic. Like even in the oil patch, there's an erosion. We used to make like $500 a day. Any dummy could make that. Now it's $300. Anyways, her response was under the rope of truth, because the business lobby doesn't want to pay more. They fund my campaigns. They whisper in my ear, it's cheaper to import vulnerable workers who can't push back. Raising wages would ripple into every sector, oil farming, service, and collapse the profit margins we protect. Oh yeah. To Pierre, I know a lot of us like him, want to take out the Liberals, but he's fair game. And so am I later on. Question, Harper's government expanded the TFW program. How are you any different? His answer, I'm not. I'll keep the program because business donors want it. I'll just package it as fairness and blame Trudeau, and the truth is every party in Ottawa dances for the same employers. So true, people. Think about that. No matter which color you vote for, they're all in the same boat. They're going to lead you down an alley on that one. To Francois Legault, you say Quebec needs more control. It isn't about cheaper labor, just like everywhere else. His answer was, exactly. Our construction sites, farms, factories will stall without them. My talk about protecting culture is camouflage. It's easier to sell nationalism to voters while quietly delivering low-cost labor our corporations demand. You see the pattern here, people? Never get that on TV. To McKinsey Consultants, why do you frame this as labor mismatch instead of wage suppression? Answer, because our clients are corporations, not workers. We're hired to justify what maximizes shareholder value. Carney, I should have included that bastard in here. Well, he's probably going to be up next. If calling it labor mismatch sells better than wage control, we do that. ESG is just a wrapper, a way to make exploitation look progressive. To the reporter, why does media focus on shortages instead of abuses? Because the outlets are owned by the same corporations who profit from the program. Editorial lines are set in boardrooms. If we hammer abuse too hard, advertisers pull funding and owners pull strings. So you can't really blame CBC. I mean, they're never going to trash their cash cow. So they continues on the answer. We show just enough outrage to look balanced, but never enough to shake the system. So true. All you old people watching CBC, you don't know you're being steamrolled every day, and yeah, they got all those nice people on TV, but they're all Muppets. To Danielle Smith again, if TFWs weren't available, wouldn't Alberta be forced to innovate or raise wages? Her answer, under the rope of truth, again for all you new people. Yes, and that's why the system ensures TFWs stay available. If we cut it off, business costs rise, automation gets expensive, and some industries collapse. It's easier to keep the cheap labor pipeline flowing and call it market reality. To Pierre, would you ever side with unions demanding higher wages if it angered donors? His answer is no. My movement depends on anger, not solutions. If I use unions as props when useful, he says I'll use unions as props when useful, but my base of donors comes first. If you want cheap labor, you'll get it. I just need the voters to believe I'm fighting for them. So true. I suspected it. I had to put you under the microscope, Pierre. So. To Legault, if Ottawa gave Quebec full control, would you shrink the program? Their answer, or his answer, no, I'd expand it under the radar. I'll rebrand it as Quebec controlling immigration, but the substance would be the same. Keep wages low, keep corporations competitive, and distract voters with cultural politics. I don't know how people in Toronto with the mean average wages there will do a study on that, but I can guarantee you in Red Deer, Alberta, the majority of people earn less than $50,000 a year, and studies show that if you're earning less than $150,000 a year, you're actually in poverty. So like, this is crazy. My wife's max earnings in the banking sector was $64,000 after many years in many roles. So wage suppression at its greatest. Talk about deliveries. Amazon driver the other day brought a package up to us. It was a third party guy, not the guys that run around in the Amazon vans. I asked him how much he was getting a delivery. He said $2. In 1999, I was a dispatcher for a courier company. You know how much we were paying for delivery parcels? We'd load guys up with vans from Canada Post to run around and do the same thing. Guess what? Same prices. That's 20 years of wage stagnation. And you wonder why we can't pay our goddamn bills. But that's only part of the problem here. Question here to McKinsey consultant. Can you name one reform that puts workers first? Answer. No, our reforms always balance to the employer's ledger. Worker protections are lip service. Lip service. If protecting workers reduces profit margins, our recommendation is to soften the optics, not change the system. To the whole panel. Canadians face rising costs while corporations pocket profits. How do you justify a program that suppresses wages and drains billions abroad? Answer: the collective truth. Because the system isn't designed for workers, it's designed for capital. TFWs are a pressure valve to keep wages flat. Are people seeing this? To protect inflation from climbing too fast and to guarantee corporations never run short of hands willing to work for less. Mexicana, Indiana. Everyone on the stage, politicians, consultants, media, benefits from protecting that order. That's the TV unfriendly version. The real answer is the rope of Titan truth. Anyways, this is my channel. It was called The Kill Floor. Absolutely no traction at all from YouTube on shorts. I have a whole bunch of those. Tons of memes on all politics. And Kobo, I got about 15 books here related to these topics. You'll never get this kind of information anywhere else. But anyways, if you like that, give me a like. I really need to get rolling on this. Hope it gets traction. I'm going to do a couple more here this morning before I go to sleep. I'm working nights. I'm a regular Joe just like you guys.